Hi there. Okay, so in this particular case, the issue is about Mary Barnett basically abandoning her child and leaving her to basically die. Um, on this case, with all of these witnesses, they're very contradicting, so I just highlighted some points. So obviously, the evidence is there. You know, the child was left, and she admitted to it to Officer Mitchell. So she knew she was leaving Allison alone and I wouldn't be back for a while, but I had to go to California at all costs. That right there is just clear as day. Let me back up a little bit. As far as Caroline Hospers, I think she's a neighbor. We don't know how long she's known her. I don't think. The fact that she says, she doesn't even have a husband. I know a lot of single moms that have done great jobs raising their kids, so I feel like she's just kind of has like biased opinions. So I'm not sure if I could actually find her credible. Dr. Parker, I would say that he is a professional psychiatrist and he does deem the client to be, or the defendant to be mentally competent. And he is familiar with these tests. So I would find him credible if all of that is factual. And based on that, I was unsure. I was like, okay, she's guilty. She's obviously guilty. But then we move on and we hear from the defense, and Alice Jones has known her for quite some time. The way that she speaks about her is very highly. She speaks about her very highly, but we also have to remember that when they coach these witnesses to speak that way, so they teach them how to talk, they teach them how to dress, they know how to try to, they basically train them to try to win the jury over. So of course she's going to talk just so eloquently about the defendant. Let's see, Dr. Bloom, I don't really like the fact that he doesn't have experience, but that doesn't, it doesn't take away on the fact that he was seeing Mary Barnett as one of his patients. I do believe that she's mentally ill, just in the fact that she was being seen by Dr. Bloom, if in fact all of that is accurate. So she's obviously was, seeing a doctor for 4 months, and he was able to assess her and deem that, she's suffering from postpartum depression, which, it is something that is considered a mental illness. And I have personally known people that have suffered with that. But I've always encouraged any mom that's or dads, because dads can have it also, postpartum depression. We have to encourage people to seek help immediately, because who's there that can be neglected? The infant or the child. So at the end, when Mary Barnett recants her testimony, all of a sudden I feel like her story changed. So basically, she says that she doesn't remember. Everything changed from the fact of the initial situation when the police officer arrived and she admitted to it. So here, I feel like, in my opinion, once people start seeing that they're in some serious trouble and that there's serious consequences, I feel like sometimes, especially in the United States, they try to go with the mentally, they're insane, so they didn't know what they were doing, and all of a sudden you see the story change, and it's almost like a pattern, especially in these cases where kids are involved. So it's kind of frustrating to just always see that. So do I think she needs mental help? I do. But do I think that she's guilty? Yes. The evidence is there. She admitted to it right away. and then now she's changing her story. So other than that, it's just a matter of having, more evidence presented. We're reading, from a book, but if you're actually there, and they actually present pictures and they give you more background about the witnesses. So just from reading this, I do believe she's guilty, and I do believe she needs help, but I also believe that she should receive a punishment for the death of her child. Thanks for listening. Bye.